There's just something about a good road trip, isn't there? You have the wide open road to yourself and that feeling of a total sense of freedom. I love me a good road trip. If you are new to my channel, my name is Jeannie. I live in Colorado and I share all sorts of Colorado outdoors, from hiking, SUV camping, road trips, traveling, day in life, Colorado living, all that fun stuff. So if you're interested, be sure to subscribe and follow along. My husband and I have been taking road trips since 2006. I probably just aged myself right there. From little weekend jaunts to multi-state road trips. We have quite a few miles under our belt and many more miles to be had, but having all those road trips under our belt has allowed us to really dial in and know exactly what essentials we need to bring with us on our road trip to make it fun, comfortable, exciting, and all the necessities. And that's exactly what today's vlog is. I am sharing our top 16 road trip essentials. So if you have the itch to hit the road, I hope you find this vlog helpful as I share all my road trip essentials. So one investment we made in our road trips is getting a dash cam. And we feel so much better having a dash cam in our car, knowing if there's any sort of accident that were to take place. Knock on wood, we've never gotten in an accident ever. Fingers crossed that continues. But we feel better having this camera set up while we're driving. So if something were to happen or take place, we have evidence of what took place, whether it was our fault or someone else's fault. At least this will help clear up any accusations or he said, she said, hit and run situations, and it can even help in court if it were to ever get to something like that. There is a huge market of dash cams out there. We have the Garmin Mini 2. What we love about this one is the size of it. It's so small and you don't even notice it up on your windshield, and it connects directly to your phone with Bluetooth. It has a tiny 1080p camera with 140-degree lens. For us, for road trips, this little Garmin is perfect. The nice thing about road trips is the flexibility you get. Even though I'm one that really likes to hone in and plan out most of our road trips so we kind of have a sense of what we'll be doing each day, there's been many times where we've ended up having to switch up our road trip. Either it had to do with weather, trailheads, closures, all those things. There's been many times where we've had to cancel our plans for that day and go do something else. So no matter where we're going, we always bring our annual national park pass with us, even if we didn't have any intentions of going to a national park site. Because like what I just said, if we did have to change something up, we still have access to national parks if we decided to go to a national park in the vicinity of where we're road tripping. So no matter what, any type of passes we have are always in our car for every road trip. Next up is our Utensil Tote, which is this right here. So we actually made one of these totes for camping. However, we love having this available and all the essentials in it that now we have it for all our road trips as well. So basically what we use this tote for is an area to store all our like kitchen gear, towels, all the things. Because what we really enjoy doing is having like picnics or doing quick stops on the side at like a rest area to maybe have a sandwich or some type of, meal instead of having to go out to eat. So having this tote with all the things we need is perfect. So for this tote, we went out and bought new utensils and things that we knew we'd want to bring with us for specifically camping and road tripping. Because I don't know about you, but I hate having to dig through my entire kitchen and pull out all the things from my kitchen to pack for road trips or camping, and hope I don't miss anything as well. I know that this is just for road tripping and camping, so we just went and bought some cheap utensils from like Walmart and Target. It just makes life easier. That's why we have this tote for all that. So let me show you what we got in here. So normally the tote has a lot more things in it. For camping, like we'll have pots and pans, our coffee maker, all these things. But for road tripping, we usually don't bring those items with us. We just got some paper towels, some different washcloths and other towels that we use if we needed to actually wash our hands with soap and water. Pure cast style soap is our favorite soap to have. It's just a little travel size container. And then we have some plate bowls or whatever you want to call these. Highly recommend these type because then it kind of cuts down on all the things you need. You don't need to buy a plate and a bowl. This is kind of like the same thing. And then sometimes if we have like orange juice or something with, we just have some of our mugs. Of course, we have a cutting board with. And then down here are all our utensils, spoons, forks, knives, scissors, and then we just bought these like separators down here to kind of keep everything organized. We have a random hammer. You never know when you need a hammer. And then underneath we have some Ziploc and garbage bags that we just store in here in case we need them. And then just some random things. We have like a deck of cards, a lighter. This is another extra light. And then in this little pouch are these mini size salt and pepper shakers that we absolutely love. They're perfect for camping, road tripping. They're just small and they have the grinder on them, so highly recommend. So this is our catch-all tote for all these smaller items, and it really helps keep us organized while we're on the road. We know where everything is. It's going to be in this tote, whether it's a mess or not. It's really nice to have this separate tote to have all these essentials. It's so important to stay hydrated when you're traveling, and having water within easy reach is also important. That's why we actually prefer having these types of water bottles for road trips. It's a covered insulated water bottle with a straw. It makes it so much easier when you're driving to just grab your water bottle and take a sip of water through a straw rather than a bottle that where you have to take the cap off or flip open a cap or something. And because it's reusable, we always have extra water jugs available, so we can just grab this out of our cooler and fill this as needed. Cycling through plastic water bottles is something we try not to do. So if we can fill this up at hotels or gas stations or something while we're on the road and just keep filling up our water bottle, they work hand in hand and they're perfect for road trips. I'm all about staying organized while we're road tripping, and that includes all our snacks. So we have a snack tote that we bring with, and this little tote here stores all our non-perishable snacks for road tripping. I'm not going to go into detail of all the different snacks and stuff we bring with. However, I do have a different vlog on all the different road trip snacks and meals that we do bring with us. So if you're interested in seeing kind of more ideas for food on the road, definitely go check out that vlog. Lots of really good ideas in there. Another thing I really like to kind of contain while we're road tripping is all the trash. So whether it's orange peels, banana peels, wrappers, pop cans, or whatever it is, we like to have a trash can available in our car so we can keep everything contained. This is a tiny little road tripping trash can that you can just hang from the back of a seat, and it's small, completely waterproof. And it's perfect storage for your trash until you can get to a gas station or something in order to empty this. So highly recommend getting yourself a little trash can for your road trip. And next up is our cooler. And what's a road trip without a cooler, right? I feel like I don't have to go into much detail about a cooler because obviously this is your storage for all things that are perishable and to keep drinks and everything cool. However, there is one thing I want to mention about purchasing a cooler. We've had this Yeti for many years. Yeti kind of started these types of coolers, and then now every other brand and their mother make these types of coolers. So we upgraded our cooler from like a standard Coleman cooler, and we could not believe the difference in the insulation of this cooler compared to our Coleman. Usually with our Coleman, our ice was completely melted by the end of the day, and with this Yeti, we still have ice until like the next day. So investing in a good cooler is very, very important. There's so many coolers like this on the market now. So I can only talk about what we currently have, which is this Yeti, and we truly love it. Now, just one other thing I really want to point out when you're selecting a good road tripping cooler is make sure that your cooler has a hole where you can drain the water. That's really, really important. So we can always drain the water from the cooler without having to take out all our items. And then another thing we really like about our Yeti is that it comes with this storage basket on top. So normally how we set this up is, we put all our drinks, meats, all the items we really need to keep really cold. And then in our basket, we put items that might get damaged easier in a cooler. So we might put like sliced cheese, some lettuce, things like that in this basket. So it still stays cold, but it's not like down packed under the ice. And also FYI, this cooler is 100% bear resistant, and there's holes on each corner of the cooler where you can put locks to make it even more secure. One thing we really enjoy having on a road trip is having some chairs with us. These are small little collapsible camping chairs. There's been many times during our road trip if we're looking to kind of pull over and take a break, but we are tired of sitting in our vehicle, we just set up these little chairs maybe at some specific lookout area or wherever we are, and just kind of sit down and enjoy a little break in these chairs, or enjoy some type of meal outside of our vehicle. And these have been really nice to do that. Since they're small and compact, they don't take up a lot of room, so highly recommend these for road trips. Let's talk about our center console area where you kind of throw all the little things to bring with you whenever you're traveling. And we're gonna go directly to our Jeep and I'll show you exactly what we got in there. All right, well, welcome to our Jeep. This is our center console. It has two different layers on it. So this first top layer, we have kind of the smaller items. I like having this small bottle of hand sanitizer. Eye drops are really great to have. From the AC and the heat and everything blowing on your eyes, they can definitely dry out. We just have some flossers with. This container is just filled with some ibuprofen, fingernail clipper, and a pen. Open up the bottom portion, and here we have Kleenex, extra sunglasses with a case so they don't get scratched. This is just a microfiber cloth for our sunglasses to clean it. Of course, additional masks in case we need it. We have this small little flashlight, some more pencils and pens. We have some band-aids readily available. Ladies, it's always good to have some of these available if needed. And of course, we always have a car charger plug available for our phones. Always consider seasonal items as well. The climate of where you're road tripping to could be totally different than where you are. We always like having an umbrella. We normally always will have a snow scraper and brush in our vehicle. Having sunshades for your window are good to have. Maybe packing like a rain jacket or things like that. Think of the seasonal items that you might need. Next up is a blanket. I don't know about you, but my husband and I tend to have different body temperatures at times. He might be super hot and I'm sitting in my corner freezing. Even though we might have dual thermostats, it still can sometimes be tricky getting that perfect temperature. So having a blanket is really nice to just throw over your legs or take a little cat nap. So highly recommend having one of these available. Before you leave home on your road trip, always make sure you have everything downloaded and ready on your phone. So downloading programs on the road can take a lot of data. Some of my favorite road tripping apps are Google Maps for navigation. Gas Buddy's awesome to see where the next gas station is and where you can get the cheapest gas. And I love TripAdvisor to kind of get reviews and feedback on different restaurants, activities, and whatnot for the area we're going. And if you're one who loves to listen to podcasts or specific music you're wanting to download, get all of that taken care of and downloaded before you leave. One thing we have really learned over the years is to have a variety of money options available. While it is 2022, most places nowadays do take a credit card. However, there are some places off the beaten path or in smaller towns that do not accept credit cards and they only accept cash. So always make sure to have some type of cash on you just in case you end up at an area where credit cards aren't accepted and you do need to pay cash for whatever it is you need. Many times we've seen like little coffee shops or food trucks where they say cash only. And there's been times when we went to restaurants and their credit card machine wasn't working when we went to go check out. So we end up having to pay cash. So just keep those things in mind. And another thing is parking. Always make sure to have quarters and change on you as well. Sometimes if you have to pay for parking, the machine doesn't accept credit cards and you need to have quarters or bills available. And if you are using a credit card, be sure that you have a travel pass or travel notification on your credit card so that your bank knows that you are traveling, so that when you're in a different destination out of the ordinary, they don't block the transaction and there you are standing not being able to use your card. That can be embarrassing if you can't get your card to work. While you're road tripping, you get exposed to many different things that can happen, and it's always good to come prepared with a first aid kit. Maybe you're getting out of your vehicle, heading to a bathroom, and you slip and fall and skin up your knees, or maybe you get a bug bite, or you end up touching something that's really hot and you burn yourself. It's really good to have a first aid kit, and make sure it consists of every size of Band-Aid, from itty bitty to big. You never know what size you're gonna need. It has gauze, it has tape, different ointments, cold packs. It kind of has a little bit of everything in there in case there is something that might happen to you on your road trip and you need some first aid. I feel like this is something you should have no matter if you're road tripping or not. And it's pretty basic, but I figure I better cover it. Always make sure you have your driver's license, your insurance, registration, and any phone numbers to any type of AAA roadside service that you might have. We like keeping all these items together and storing it all right in our glove box. So it's obvious and you should already have these, but here's your reminder. And last but not least are those items you might need for some vehicle maintenance. So always make sure you have a spare tire and tools. Also make sure to have a tire pressure gauge. Now I know most vehicles, they have the sensors where you can look up the tire pressure on your vehicle. However, those sensors can break and go out. So they are accurate until they break. It's technology. It's not going to be perfect and always work. So actually owning a tire pressure gauge is very, very important. They're small, just keep it in your glove box. It allows you to quickly and accurately check your tire pressure. And one last thing that makes us really comfortable knowing we have with us on road trips is having this all-in-one jump start and air compressor unit. Something were to happen on the road and there's nobody around, we are able to jump start our vehicle and use the air compressor on our own. We don't need to rely on someone else to come help us. So highly recommend investing in something like this. All right, you guys, and that is it. These are my top 16 road trip essentials. A little bit of planning and preparation can go a long way to set you up for a good road trip. So I hope these tips help and give you some good ideas of what you should bring on your next road trip. I will leave all the links below down in the description of all the items I talked about. Now all you have to do is let your road trip and adventure unfold. Have an amazing road trip wherever you are headed, and we'll see you guys in my next vlog. Bye guys.